Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to be going over how to replace the drum head on your darbuka. In this particular case I'm actually going to be using a Dahola and going over tips and tricks in terms of tuning and some maintenance when replacing the drum head and putting in a new one. Now the first thing I want to start off with is the drum, just talk about the drum head. Now, these drums that come out of the Middle East, anywhere from Egypt and some of the neighboring countries, they'll come with a Gaharet Alfan drum head, which my Dahola had, with this guy, and it was tuned all the way down, and to me, it was still too loose. And you can also look at some of the quality of the drum head. Hopefully, my phone will do all right. So not the greatest rim. A lot of it's done by hand. So it's just taking the metal crimp and putting the plastic in. I've had friends complain about when they put in a new head that the crimp wasn't tight enough, so as they were tying it, the plastic just slid out from the rim. And another thing to kind of go off of in terms of if the head that you're using is of good quality is its sound. And not just by the sound when it's on the instrument, but just by itself. Does it resonate? Does it have a really good tone to it just by itself? So I'll do the best I can with this camera, and I'm going to just tap the head, see if you can hear a good resonance. I mean, to me, it just sounds like dead plastic that does have a little bit of natural tension from being in the rim, but again, just hitting plastic. I'm getting a quick essence of a tone, and it's just immediately gone. Now, the drum heads that I prefer are Powerbeat. And you have an authentic Powerbeat head that says, made in Taiwan. That's what you look. If you see Powerbeat and you don't see made in Taiwan, it's not a Powerbeat head. Now this drum head, now that I can hear, the moment I hit it, I've got resonance, vibration, I can feel it in my hand, I can see it on the drum head, and obviously I can hear it. So this is the drum head I'm going to be using. It's their 11-inch. In particular, can't remember the model, but this is the one I'm using. Now, again, I'm using a Dahola. So here's the Dahola. So I'll give you a size chart or comparison. So here's a Dahola, and I'm going to grab a Sambati darbuka. So you can tell it's quite a bit smaller. So the Dahola, it helps out with carrying the bass rhythms, foundational grooves of Middle Eastern music, or with the ensemble. So let's put on a Powerbeat head. So this one's going to be pretty tight. Let me lean this down. So the rim's going to go right on, and of course with this, I took a paper towel, cleaned off the rim, make sure there's no dust, no particles, not even a little bit of metal fragments that come up that would, again, strip the head the moment I start tightening it down. And same thing, kind of cleaned off the outer part of the rim of the body, any dust or any other particles, and same with the rim. On the inside, just clean it up inside and out. So as I place the drum head on, try to immediately line it up, let it naturally lock in. So even with that, I can hear a great vibration just right off the bat. Just hearing that drum head vibrate, resonate, project a good tone. mean, that's something I would use professionally if it was tuned this low, but it sounds great. Now the lugs that came with it, I took them out, cleaned them up, and then I used 3-in-1 oil to clean and lube it up, and then, being the Colts fan that I am, got to use Lucas Oil products, but I use lithium grease. Just a preference, it's this one in particular is their multi-purpose NLGI number 2. I like using lithium grease just because it's, if it's able to work for really high-end moving motor parts, it should be absolutely fantastic. For the lugs, or for the screws going into the head. So then just go to each one, and I start to just get a quick bite, just to know that it's locked in, and I do that all the way around the head. Now, with having that basic bite from each of the different lugs, I take my hand and I stretch the head out, just to kind of get it stretched and flexed to get ready to be tightened down a great deal. And again, even with that done, gotta love that resilience. Pops right back up and still has a good tone going. So now it's time to tighten it down. And with this type of drums, you can go back and forth, or just simply keep it consistent with how many turns you do with each lug, and it'll be fine. And you can also just reference on how the depth of the rim of the top part of the darbuka here, or dahola, and where it lines up with the drum head. So now, I have the finished head all tuned up, and with plenty of space if I still want to tighten it down even more. The Gaharet Alfan handmade heads, a lot of times you'll see a lot of darbukas, and they're like the top rim of the drum is smashed all the way down to the lower body, just because these have, they stretch a lot. It's not really good quality plastic. It works. Not saying that I haven't heard drums with these heads not sound good. They have, but again, just to where I like having a little bit more tuning control and just great resonance from, my power beat head. Always works much better for me. And if anybody has a question like why I didn't choose Remo, it's mainly the fact on Remo heads where at the edge of the drum head, the angle right at the top of the head before it goes down to the rim was, to me, was too deep. So didn't give me a lot of space to really tighten it down. And also the rim itself was pretty thick, so it would hit the bottom before I could even do really any great tuning in the first place. And so that's why I choose Powerbeat. They have a thin rim, And as you can see, they do have drum heads that will fit a Dohola. This one in particular I got from a company, sorry I don't speak French, but it looks like Sons or Sons, S-O-N-S, Del Orient. Again, studied Spanish, not French. And so far I've been really thrilled with the drums that I bought through my Have. This is my second Dohola, and the gold Sambati Darbuka is the first Darbuka I've owned, or Sambati sized rather, and it sounds fantastic, great weight, and really excellent price. As you can see, it's like I'm not one into really flashy body. As long as it sounds good, I'm thrilled. So, this is a great sounding drum head, brand new, stretched out, tuned and ready to rock out with any Middle Eastern style ensemble. So, hope some of these quick little tips helped you out, and feel free to message me with any further questions and concerns of, the drum head, the drums where I got them, as well as, any other tips and tricks for maintenance. I'm here to help. So, thanks for watching.